Hello everybody, welcome in. How are we all doing today? We are back and we are going to be bigger than ever. That's right, we are here and we have two high-flying divisions for everybody here. This championship season, we have a pro and a pro-am, or am as we're calling it, lobby. And today, here at GT45 Gaming, we are going to be broadcasting that second lobby, that AM division here, and it is a stacked lobby, full grid here today it looks like, and we're just kind of getting ready to go here. The drivers are just getting their cars out of the paddock, they're getting them out in the pit lane, they're getting everything kind of locked and stocked and ready to go. So welcome in everybody, welcome in on the GTRC YouTube channel as well. In about another 10 minutes time we should see Nolander Gaming also going live on the GTRC YouTube channel with, of course, that top division, the Pro Lobby, live as it happens as well. So first and foremost, welcome in everybody. Welcome back to the GTRC. I'm your host here for today in Lobby 2, GT45 Gaming, and I would like to welcome Nolander Gaming to our broadcasting team here at the GTRC, and like I said, is taking care of Lobby 1 here today. So you can see our track loop has a little bit of interesting information in there, so there we go. You can see how long ago we did this track loop. We should update them onto track loop, I suppose. Hey, all right, so let's break everything down here today. Let's talk about what's going down. So round one here for our Pro-Am division today is going to be an interesting one. It is at Monza, so we're going to start off with a very fast racetrack, and we just had that huge game update about 8 days ago, so the drivers are really having to readapt to their cars, relearn how to drive around every racetrack, and in this case today it's Monza. So today's track is a 3.56 mile, 5.73 kilometer racetrack. It has 11 left and right hand corners. It's a tarmac road surface. It is a real-world circuit. It has an elevation change of approximately 44.25 feet, and I mean, it's a doozy. This is a fast racetrack, a dangerous racetrack, and it's so easy to get things wrong on this racetrack. So you can hear a little bit of noise in the background. The drivers are on track and getting their paces in. So it is an open Group 3 championship here this season for the group with the GTRC for our main championship, and then of course next week it'll be followed up with our Red Bull Junior series, a fun little series in between the main championship. Now this season, like I said, it's open Group 3. The only things banned are, of course, the VGT cars. So any other Group 3 class car is eligible here to run this season. And we are only going to see a maximum of 3 of each type of car in any given lobby, as there has been restrictions on the amount of each car. And there was a little bit of demand for a couple of the cars at qualifying, so we had to sort that out through qualifying. And today's grid order is actually going to be set up reverse grid based off of how the drivers qualified. So our fastest qualifier in the division is actually going to start at the back of the pack today, and that's just a little bit of something different for a championship here for the GTRC. So I hope everybody really enjoys that feature. It's definitely going to add to the strategy and how our faster drivers handle the situation of 14 other cars in front of them, and can they get through the pack to get back up front where qualifying dictates they really should end up. It's going to be 3 times fuel and 3 times tire here today. It's going to be a 1-hour endurance race, and again, a new addition to the series, the racing hard, medium, and soft tires, all required here today. Minimum of 5 laps. In-lap and out-lap do count. So here we go again. Almost race time. We are about 7 minutes away. So how's everybody doing here today? Hope everybody's doing good. We're going to go check on our streams here. And Nolander and Mark Robin Stanford coming in with the thumbs up on the streams, and Nolander coming in with the multiple shares. Absolutely appreciate that, legend. And again, he will be live over on the GTRC YouTube channel here in a few moments time himself. And once he gets that going, we'll hit that go live button, and we'll be hot with 2 lobbies full of action for everybody. So get your devices ready, get them charged up, because if you want to see what's happening in both of our lobbies here today, they are going to be live right side by side. First time we've tried this here at the GTRC, so it should be quite interesting. Just going to bring up the chat from the GTRC YouTube here for the time being. Well, let me know if the audios are working in one of the chats. I've been having a little bit of microphone issues the last couple days. And we did a bunch of testing this morning, and it seemed like everything was working properly again. However, who knows, right? Who knows, when we hit the button to go live, that's when things change. So we're just missing one of our drivers here currently, so I am just going to check to make sure that I have not received a friend's request of a driver that does not have me added. That is not the case. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to reset the lobby in about 3 minutes time. We're going to set this grid, and we're going to get ready to go championship racing for the first time here in about 8 weeks time from the GTRC, and I'm thrilled. If we remember last season, we had the Group 2 Championship and we had the Audi TT Cup Championship, and I gotta tell you what, both those championships were some of the best racing we have ever seen here come out of the Gran Turismo racing community, and it was just absolutely exponentially door-to-door, intense, hard-nosed racing all through the championship last season, so I suspect we should see much of the same this season as well. The Group 3 Championship, obviously, more of the drivers are more comfortable with the Group Class machinery, the 3s and the Group 4 cars, so we should expect that the cars and the drivers should have good close racing. However, we are adapting to a brand new set of racing physics here right now, so that's going to make today's race extremely interesting. We should probably expect to see a little bit of non-incidental accidental contact at points under braking, and just drivers making those small little mistakes as we're still learning just on braking points and tire wear and all these new things that we've had to cram into the drivers' heads here over the last 8 days to get them ready for racing today. There is a lot that goes on behind the wheels of these race cars, so the drivers are really going to be full lock and stock today, and the focus kind of needs to be about 150% today just to try and make those adaptations to the new physics. There's going to be traffic, dirty air is going to factor in, and it should be interesting. Let's go. Oh, this is Maddie. How you doing, Maddie? Hope you're having a good day. Alright, so no lander should be up and going here any moment now, so we will wait for that feed to go up. Once that feed is up, we'll get rocking and rolling. Alright, so I'm kind of in control of the production crew and monitoring both dashboards here at GTRC today, as I'm the one that has the access to the channel, so bear with me. Things make it a little sporadic at times and make it a little chaotic, so we'll do our best here. I'm live on 3 different channels myself right now as well, so we got a lot going on here. So who's your favorite racer, who's your favorite driver, and who's your favorite team this season? We've got lots of teams entering here this season. We got lots of great drivers, lots of returning drivers here this season as well. So it is going to be an interesting day of racing here. So we're on late morning, we're going to do this. And then we're going to do one more reset in case the drivers are watching and listening in, so do not check in yet. Alright, fantastic. So I am hosting our second division here today. That's why I'm not broadcasting up in the other lobby here today. So for those that are wondering why we're not covering lobby 1, that is why. That is why. Got to do our services here, man. We got to make sure that everything's moving and grooving. So I've been broadcasting for the group for a very long time now, and I just know the routine, so it makes sense for me to be the one to do the host here today. And we just need Bar to check in when he's ready, and we can set the grid, and then we can get to racing. All right, so just, again, I got lots going on here today, so bear with. There we go. I think we're missing Astro. I think that's the driver we're missing here right now. Alright, so I am just waiting for Nolander's feed to come up here. And alright, let's get a grid set here. Let's get our grid set. Alright. So we are just sitting that grid up here right now. Driver. So it looks like Supra is going to take our pole position here today. He's going to be followed up with ATV lined up right next to him. We type R next to start in row number 2. And the sitting side type R will be Patron Kobe, who is our Pro-Am defending champion this season. So definitely be keeping our eyes open for Kobe. We got a fast Ginger and then Kabowski. Kabowski, let's see. Got Cobra and Pappy. Even GDC War Eagle and Bar Sheriff and Azrael. We're missing Sheriff. Astro Alpha. Not bad, not bad. Alright. Double check that grid to make sure it's all right. Super. Alpha's not about to Cobra, Copy, Eden, GT, War Eagle, Bar, and Azrael. Alright. Alright, chat, we're getting ready to go racing here. Again, the ladder should be live here right now, so we're just waiting for that feed to come up. Make sure you're recording it no longer like we talked about yesterday, just in case something goes awry. Alright, chat. Let's get you over to the big screen here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. Hey, good luck everyone, says ATV. Alright, we are going to get going here. I just have to keep a very close eye on Nolander's feed when it pops up here, so bear with me. But we will do absolutely everything we can here to make sure we catch all the great action at the race start. Alright, we're going to send it. Oh, I think the feed is just starting to come in here. It took a good 5 minutes for my feed to come in, so. Alright, we're going racing, chat. Let's do this. Round 1, GTRC Group 3, Season 3, Round 1 at Monza. Our Pro-Am Division, lobby number 2, starts right now. So all season long, we are not going to see qualifying here. We are going to see reverse grids based off championship point standings after round 1 here today. Alright, let's get rocking and rolling here. And I think we've got a false start here. Yeah, we got some goofiness going on. Yeah. It will not let me. There we go. Yeah, that's definitely a red. Alright. That was definitely a game glitch if I've ever seen one right there. So we'll let everybody come out of the race, and then we'll reset the lobby and do it all over again. Do it all over again. Why is it taking so long for that to come in? This one's going. For some reason, this one is not. Alright. Just gotta double check the grid to make sure our grid has not changed. We got Super ATB, Type R, Tron, Kobe, Fast Ginger, Kabowski, Cobra, Pappy, Heathen, TDC, War Eagle, Bar, Ezreal, and Ghost. Alright. Hopefully, this one goes off right this time. Let's get in right away. And let's see if it's gonna go right this time. Oh my god, what is going on with this game today? Alright. Alright, looks like we've got a proper rolling start here this time. We don't have any drivers that are gaining an advantage here. We're going racing, ladies and gentlemen. Kick them tires, light them fires. We're going racing. We're just keeping an eye to make sure the whole grid gets a proper start here. I don't know what happened last time, but the lobby was crazy glitched. Alright, so here we go. Turn 1 and 2 here at Monza is always iffy, especially off race start. Going to be very closely watching the field as we get through the first lap essentially here on these cold tires. We have drivers on different compounds of tires here, and that was a nice tidy race start right there by our Pro-Am division. So let's go race the chat, make sure everything's sounding good. If you guys need an adjustment, please don't hesitate to let us know. But it is Supra in the lead with ATB very close behind here in second place. And this right here, turn 4 and 5, the second chicane, is more of a high risk area than really the first chicane is, because now the drivers are at full speed coming into a braking zone. They're very close together after race start. And we got a battle right here for 10th and 9th place between RA's Heathen and Bar 27. And Bar 27 is going to tuck it up in front there of War Eagle, but Heathen is going to defend that 9th place position here for the time being as we head into Lesmo number 2 here. And that long charge up to Ascari for the first time here. And it is GTR versus NSX here. And drag race to Ascari. Here we go. ATB on the outside. That's going to give him the inside here for the second part of Ascari, but it's also going to hang him on the outside coming on the exit. He's going to look for a cutback. No, he just settles back into line here, and it's Supra with a good run through Ascari, but ATB did not skip a beat. However, Type R with the big charge here, the BMW in behind. And side by side as we head into Parabolica for the first time here, and we are officially racing, ladies and gentlemen. Red flag is now nil and void. Game on. Damage is on heavy. There is no ghosting here in the series, so the drivers need to be 100% on point the whole way through. And boy, that BMW is given a charge to ATB here right now for second position, and the whole field nose to tail here as we head down the front straightaway at the end of lap number 1. That's what we love to see. We're racing, folks, so here we go. I'm just going to go quickly check to see if our other feed is up yet here, and I really do not understand why that is not coming up. Alright, so we may not have the Lobby 1 race going at the moment. Nolander is, I believe, recording it, so we should have a copy of it, but Not sure what's going on there. We're still testing this multi-streaming thing on the channels as well, so there's definitely going to be a learning curve. So we apologize if the race isn't there right now. Maybe I'm just not seeing it, but let's get back to what we got going on here in lobby number 2 for an hour. And remember now, the racing hard, medium, and soft tires are required here today, so all tire compounds got to be used, and they need to be used for a minimum of 5 laps. Now that does include the in and out lap from pit lane, so essentially it's 3 full racing laps plus your in and out lap. Right now, Supra is leading the charge, half a second up ahead of ATB. Kibowski very quick moving here up into 3rd place. Got Fast Ginger now here in 4th position. And Happy Pappy charging right here in 5th place as well. So we're starting to see some pack racing very early on here. We got Dark Cobra in the Mercedes here in 6th position. We've got Heathen here in 7th place just behind. And Bar 27 now up into the mid-pack here in that Toyota Supra up into 8th place. He is going to go very wide there and probably pick himself up a penalty. And Type R charging here in behind in 9th place, should be able to get the run here on Bar. And we got that RSO1 of Azrael now from 13th position up into 10th place here as well, so starting to slowly but surely move their way up into the racing field here as well. So now the pace of the lobby is starting to set in, the temperature of the tires is starting to set in. Bar really overshoots Parabolica there. That is going to absolutely put him at the mercy of the charging pack in behind here. That Renault is tucked into the slipstream here and going to take it up the inside. Bar is trying to defend here, and he is essentially in a 3-way sandwich here, but Type R is just going to back it off a little bit here. He realizes the situation. He's going to let these two fight it out through the first chicane here and just essentially try to set himself up to maybe pick up a pass when that battle's happening, or maybe get both positions. But as it stands here, all drivers get through, in TDC Gaming in 12th place there, having a little moment there. The car getting a little bit squirrely on him there coming out of turn number 2, and boy oh boy, he did a great job of gathering that car up here as we take another look. And just a little too much on the exit there. The car just hard shot out to the left side. He gets to use that runoff there to make sure that he doesn't get into the wall. Keeps the car out of damage. That's important. That is very, very important. Alright, so let's keep rocking and rolling here. It is Supra again leading the way here. He is in 1st place, and the gap is still only 4/10 of a second. I mean, ATB is not letting him go anywhere. That GTR is tracking in behind that old NSX here right now. And up into Ascari, do we see... Nope, ATB is just going to sit in behind Supra here as we head through Ascari, and very patient driving here right now from our Pro-Am drivers. Typically these guys and gals are very, very spicy behind the wheel of these racing cars, but today they're prepared, they're patient, maybe cautious due to the new changes and the new update, but so far handling it extremely well. Kibowski here in 3rd position and charging here now as well, and doing a great job trying to pace that GTR up in front. The Porsche is a little bit more difficult to drive here now since the update, and 1.3 seconds currently is that gap. But Happy Pappy here right now absolutely put the pressure on here, trying to track into the back side of that Porsche, and now has the gap underneath the second here, and he's not running out of fuel. Ignore the warning again. Some things just seem to stay in the game no matter how many times they update it. We've got Fast Ginger here. He's in 5th place here currently right now, and he's in the Mitsubishi Evo Lancer, which is an interesting choice. We don't see that car on track very often, so some drivers really opting to pull out some different cars here for this series, and we love to see that. He's in 5th place, but he is at the mercy of teammate Dark Cobra in behind right now in 6th place, and Heathen in the Mercedes as well in behind in 8th place. As the two big motor cars here which really start to close in on that Mitsubishi. And does the Mitsubishi have enough in a straight line to hold off the charge of the big motor cars? It's hard to say, but Fast Ginger has closed in on Kibowski, and I'm not sure what's happened there. A battle between Pappy and Kibowski potentially there, and we're side by side heading through ground to curve here, or Lesmo 1, sorry, Lesmo 1, pardon me, and heading into Lesmo 2. And it is going to be Pappy. Let's go see if we can see what happened there. Let's go see if we caught this replay. Oh, we just missed it. It was coming out of turns 1 and 2 here. It looked like the Pappy got the position, got the job done, moves himself up into the podium position. Love to see that. Kibowski in 4th place just in behind. Fast Ginger tracking the 1.5 seconds, and he's got Cobra here tucked in behind. Ooh, a little bit of a touch there between the two drivers, and hopefully that didn't give anybody damage there, because the damage model is on heavy, and it looks like everybody got away with that. But Cobra did lose the position to Heathen there in that exchange, and a little bit of a miscommunication, I think, right there between the drivers potentially. Go Heathen, go Cobra, go ATB, says JP. What is up, everybody? How we doing? All right, welcome in. And we're moving. So Azrael started at 13th, currently up into 8th position here. We've got War Eagle in 9th place. We've got Type R in 10th position here. We've got TDC in 11th place. And we got Bar trying to keep the car out of trouble here. Let's get spun around here. Currently sitting in 13th position here. He started in, I believe it was 12th or 11th place, moved up into the mid pack here. Now he's kind of fallen back down into the backside of the pack here, and just struggling a little bit there with that Supra potentially. But ATB now in the lead of this race, but Supra challenging here on the outside exit of turn number 2, the first chicane here. But that GTR is so strong right now under acceleration and in a straight line that it is really hard for any car really to get a proper run on that GTR currently. So ATB is in a grand position here now, leading the pace of this race, because that GTR just has a little more pull than that NSX chasing it behind. But I mean, that NSX, look at the launch that Supra got out of that corner there, and he's going to go in side by side with ATB here around and in through the Lesmos. And as we head to Ascari, it is a drag race, but Supra is going to get the job done. He's just going to move it up in front here. And ATB still battle on. We got Happy Pappy here. He's about 3.5 seconds in behind the charge. A little bit of a mistake on the exit of Lesbo too there, but he keeps it underneath him. And Kabowski is still right there in behind in 4th place. Fast Ginger is trying to check, but now he's got Dark Cobra up on the inside here. So the Mercedes is going to make the move around his teammate here. He is going to move up into 5th place. Fast Ginger is going to settle down into 6th place here. We got Heathen still chasing in 7th position here as well. So maybe a little mistake made here by Heathen somewhere on that last lap, because he was ahead of Cobra at some point there. Now Cobra is ahead of this whole pack, so lots of positions being swapped out here. The Renault, the RS01, is the only RS01 I believe in the whole series this season, and currently sitting in 8th place. And I gotta say, don't count this car out in this championship, because it is an interesting car, and it is, well, it's really good on fuel, and that could pay a really big dividends for Azrael, especially during pit stop sequences. Not having to take as much fuel load is going to save time in pit lane, which means time saved on track is time gained on your opponents, and that could work out really well. So War Eagle is going to be the first of our drivers to make it into pit lane. A little bit of lag coming from that driver here today. Not too bad at all. We've got TDC Gaming here in 11th position. Barr is in 12th, so he's made his way back around Trone. And Trone having a little bit of a struggle here today in that Ferrari. Trone started up in, I believe it's 4th place here, and he's currently sitting down in the back of the pack. However, he may have made a pit stop already, though. We don't know exactly what the strategies are from all these drivers. I didn't really key in on what tires everybody's on here. You guys can see it, though. We're not hiding the information this season, and it is still ATB battling it really hard here with Supra for the lead of this race. And I mean, it's only 0.4 of a second, and these two are just absolutely pushing the pace of this race right now here up front. And I mean, this is good hard racing right here, and two very, very different cars as well up against each other here, but seem to be very evenly matched so far. So this is a good, healthy battle here right now for the overall race lead between ATB and Superboy. But boy, ATB is just in a very strong car here on these straightaways, and it's going to be all the work really does have to be done by Supra in the cornering here to try and stay on pace with that GTR once it gets out into its advantage zone, which is straight lines. That thing is just a monster in a straight line right now. We've got the BMW here. I don't know too much about how the changes have affected this car right now, but clearly running on the podium here right now, so it's clearly got a little bit of jam in it here. And Happy Pappy behind the wheel is BMW, and I gotta tell you what, this guy's been racing with this community for a very, very long time, and I've been saying over the last few races that I've seen him entering in last season and leading up into this season that he is looking very, very racy lately, and I'm glad to see him up there pushing the front of the podium, pushing the front of the pack here right now, because long-time racer here at GTRC. We've got Kabowski here in 4th place, brand new racer here this season that came in with a group of great drivers, and all of the drivers there very, very clean, respectful, and skillful racers in my opinion. So it's definitely an honor to have Kabowski here on the grid this season. Cobra is new this season here as well, so giving it his first run here, and fairly new to competitive league racing as well. So currently sitting up into 5th place. He does have Heathen now chasing. Heathen has made his way around Fast Ginger there. The Mercedes obviously are going to be fairly strong here. This is a power track, and they're in those power cars. The Mitsubishi Lancer, this car is going to be extremely good on small circuits, but these bigger circuits, I think Fast Ginger is going to be in for a little bit of work with this car to try and keep pace with these bigger cars. But you can never count any driver out. It comes down to that comfortability and just learning the quirks and all those things about your cars now. So Azrael up into 8th place. It's 4 seconds up to Fast Ginger here, and it seems like the Renault just kind of managing the pace right now. You don't see any of these drivers really trying to full send it here right now. We do have a yellow flag up ahead, so somebody stricken there in Lesmo too, and it was Supra here, currently sitting in 5th place. And let's go see if we can see what happened there, but he's got some pretty heavy right front damage on his racing car here, and it looks like it was just on exit there, and he has some pretty severe damage on that race car. So he is going to probably be making a pit stop here, unfortunately. Oh, we got Heathen now under braking, losing it here as well. And oh my goodness, the driver's all of a sudden here on lap 7 having a little bit of a struggle. Maybe the wind has changed direction. Oh, there he goes. He just went a little bit off track there, and I wonder if his wheel disconnected there, maybe potentially. That was very interesting. Yeah, the car just really hard pulled there. So another car stricken in damage here, and we're only at lap 8. I suspect we're going to see about 12 to 14 laps on the medium and soft tires from these racers here today. So, I mean, they're mid-stint right now if you're on that medium soft tire with that damage. That's a tough call that we have to make. So, in light of all the craziness that has just happened here, we've got Kabowski now up in the lead of this race. We got Dark Cobra here in 2nd place, and our current race leader, ATB, here is now in 3rd place. And there is damage on his racing car here as well, so he must have gotten in trouble there as well. So maybe him and Super were battling through the Lesmos there. Maybe something went wrong and both cars got collected up there. But the lead has most certainly changed here. And Fast Junior now up into 4th place. That puts Azrael up into 5th position here. And I mean, from 13th to 5th right now is Azrael, top qualifier here in this Pro-Am division this season as well. Just missing that Pro. We got Happy here in 7th place, and after a pit stop here, we see some fresh racing tires on his car. Now Super here, after coming out of pit lane, fixing that damage up here in 8th place. He's got Bar just tucked in behind here in 9th place as well, and Bar is still on his original set of tires here, it looks like. We've got Tron in 10th place. He really wanted to test this Ferrari. I gotta tell you what, I was doing some practice running with Tron a few days ago, and he was moving in that car, but it seems to be struggling a little bit here early on today. We've got TDC Gaming here in 12th position. Heathen now, after his moment there, he's going to pit. He's made some tire change there. He's gotten rid of that damage, and he finds himself 23 seconds in behind TDC. But again, we're going to see a minimum of 2 pit stops with the field here today because the hards, mediums, and softs are required. So lots of racing left. We're only 15 minutes into this thing. And Porsche leading the charge here right now. Mercedes in 2nd with GTR in 3rd place, and it is Kabowski, Dark Cobra, and ATB holding down the podium here right now. And I gotta tell you what, it's been a very patient race here from our Pro-Ams today. Some mistakes made by the drivers, and that's we're gonna see that. We're gonna see that with the big change in the game, the big update changes, and everything that's been happening here. But we're moving and we're grooving, that's for sure. I'm just going to check on this live feed here again. I really don't know why it is not feeding in. I'll have to sort that out, I guess, before our next GT3 championship round of racing. I'm not sure what's happening there, but I do apologize. It's definitely not on Nolander there. I'm the guy that sets this up, so that's on me. I'm not sure what went wrong. Alright, so let's keep going through the field here. We got Azrael in 5th place. We have Type Bar here in 6th position. We got Happy Pappy in 7th. We got Supra in 8th. Bar in 9th. Tron in 10th. War Eagle and TDC 11th, 12th. And Heathen in 13th. So let's go through the drivers. Let's go talk about the drivers. Let's get on the cars. And let's just introduce our driving field here to everybody now. So it is Kabowski again, coming in as a new driver this season. I believe they're part of a 4 or 5 team driver team that came in. I can't remember exactly what their team name is right off the top of my head right now, but it is now in a defensive position here with Dark Cobra going into turn 1 and 2. And Dark Cobra being very patient there, allowing a little bit of extra room under braking there instead of holding the, didn't want to make contact. Very patient attempt at a pass there from Cobra as he settles back into second place, and that's actually allowed ATV to get right on top of this. So three-way battle here for the lead, but I don't know too much about this driver myself personally right now. We are, but what I have seen from the driver, very clean, efficient, very respectful on and off the racetrack, and very in tune with what the regulations and how the series is operating and all the great stuff behind the scenes here. So in my opinion, a very quality racer. We're definitely glad to have Kowalski here and doing a great job as we come through Lesmo 2, leading the race. But Cobra is going to get a move there. Cobra gets a run right there on Kowalski and takes over the lead of this race, and ATV is going to follow him through there in second place. We're going to go take another look at that there. I couldn't tell from that camera angle if there was contact between the two cars there as we went into Lesmo 2, but what an absolute decisive move right there by Cobra, under braking, and it's so hard to tell if there was contact there or not. I cannot tell from that angle, but job done there by Cobra at ATV, and Azrael, or not Azrael, Kowalski now, pardon me, finds himself now at the back of the podium here as we continue on racing. So Dark Cobra now leads the charge here. It's ATV in second place, is Kowalski here in third, with Fast Ginger in fourth position. Azrael is in fifth place here, and about 4.4 seconds, so starting to close in on that Mitsubishi up in front there. We've got Type R here in sixth place in that BMW M6. We've got Happy Pappy here in the M6 as well. In seventh position, we got Superboy here in ninth place, currently locked into a battle here with Bar 27. Superpower does get the job done and pulls him ahead of Super here, but now Super's got the advantage under cornering here. The NSX is definitely much more nimble in these corners than that Super is. You can see right there, Bar really struggling to hold the line on that Super into Parabolica there, but the power of that Super just gets him across the start-finish line ahead of Super here, and we are drag racing into the chicane here, so we're going to sit on board with this here and see if Super can get the job done. But I know that there's a little bit of a rivalry developing here between these two specific drivers. There's definitely been some words exchanged behind the scenes between these two drivers, and I definitely foresee a good, healthy battle between these two drivers this season as well. So we're going to be keeping our eye on this for sure, but right now we're going to sit on this battle because Supra is trying to get himself into a position here where he can get the inside line here on Bar 27 coming into the next chicane. Bar does not seem too concerned at the moment about playing hard defense here. He's just going to stick to that racing line. He's going to try to use the pace that he's got to try and open that gap back up on Supra here, but Supra's doing a fantastic job at just sticking to the rear bumper of that Supra at Bar 27 here right now, and Team Rad versus Team TT here right now, and a spirited little battle between friends at the moment here between these two. And great job here, but so far that Supra's just got enough power just to keep that gap comfortable there as Bar's coming under braking here to keep Supra from really getting a good opening to try and get a move into the corner here. And as we come in through Ascari, if Bar can get this right, he can really open the advantage up on this NSX because that Supra's just got raw power, and you can see he gained a couple tenths right there through Ascari. The question is he going to gain more time as we come up the straight? And even in the slip there, he is gaining just very small increments of time here. So Bar 27 doing a pretty good job here holding up the charts. So we got more position changes here. We got ATB now back up into the lead of this race here in the GTR, and this has been changing a fair bit here up front. I don't know where to look. It seems like every time I go somewhere else, I miss something happening somewhere else. So there's a lot of action on this race here today, but it's ATB now leading the charge here. We got Kowalski back up into second place, and now we've got Cobra down into third position here as these drivers continue around the racetrack. Azrael has found another position on the track here with a pit stop just happening up in front there, and is going to settle into fourth place here currently with just a little over halfway remaining in our race today. We've got Type R here. He's in fifth place in that BMW, and he has been tracking on that Renault here for a little bit, so we'll be keeping our eye on that just to see if they can get the job done there and find his way around to grab another position there. We're gonna talk about our drivers a little bit more here. We're just trying to see if everything is settled down. We've got War Eagle and TDC here, kind of nose to tail here, and no battle here between the two right now. It looks like they're trying to work together a little bit here. TDC gets a good run out of the second chicane there out of turn number 5, though, and that did put him on the inside track there on that Porsche, but the Porsche actually got a pretty good run coming out of the corner, stays out in front of TDC there. And This may very well be just a little bit of friendly teamwork between the two drivers here at the moment as well. We got Trone here in 12th place, and we got Heathen here in 13th position. These two are nose to tail there. And oh no, I think we just lost ATV here due to disconnection. Our race leader disconnecting from the lobby here on lap number 13. Jason Fairlamb coming in with that thumbs up. Egon also coming in with the thumbs up, and that ripped. That's a rip right there. Definitely hate to see that, and I don't know what the procedure calls for that situation. That's something that'll be looked at by race control after the fact. But ATV now looking at a 13th place finish here today in the race, and was leading the race. So definitely can't take away the fact that ATV was a monster here at Monza today. But unfortunately for him, his racing day is going to be finished here. Type R now up into 3rd place with that, and everybody basically just moving up a spot now. We hate to see it. I hate to see disconnections. We all wish that this wasn't such a major part of our game here in Gran Turismo 7 with the internet. We're at the mercy of the internet at the end of the day and the servers that we play on, and unfortunately it's not really predictable at when or who it's going to happen to. And then today, unfortunately, ATV is victim of the disconnect. So I'm going to put the car back in behind the paddock for the day, and we'll bring it out in a couple weeks time and try it again in round number 2, unfortunately. But I should give him a good starting position with that being said. However, leading into round number 2 to at least give him a little bit of an advantage in round number 2 to try and, well, make up for unfortunate lost points here today. Fast Ginger here in 6th place. We've got War Eagle in 7th, and he's still got TDC Gaming just kind of tucked in behind him here in 8th place. I think this is just a comfortable thing, pace between these two right now, and they're just chilling, trying to work together a little bit, maybe trying to push up the field. And we got Heathen and Trone kind of doing the same thing back here a little bit, I think. So let's get back to our drivers here. We were talking about Kabowski here before everything kind of went all crazy there for a little bit again here at the midpoint of the race. We're going to talk about 1010 Sim Racing's Dart Cobra here now, and again, fairly new to competitive racing, did the GT45 Prototype Challenge last season. Oh, sorry brother, you're having such a wicked race too, my guy. You looked great out there, brother, you really did. Cobra is fairly new to competitive racing, and he joined the GT45 Prototype Challenge as an independent driver, joined into 1010's Sim Racing about midway through the season, and has been a member there since, and now here in the GTRC trying his luck in this championship, and so far today looking very good here as he comes back out after that pit stop in 4th place, and you know, picking up the game, picking up racing very, very quickly, and doing quite well for himself here. So far in competitive racing is Dart Cobra. So we've got SPG's Type R here. This guy is an OG at the GTRC. This guy is a masterful defensive class racer. When he is in 100% good luck trying to pass me mode, that's exactly what it is. It is good luck trying to pass this gentleman. He really is a defensive specialist, and he is driving a big wide car here in this championship this season. So if he decides that he wants to put his defensive prowess to the test here in this BMW, it is going to be very difficult for the racers to try and find their way around Type R. And I mean, this guy's been racing with the GTRC for many seasons and many years now, and having a good race here today so far, currently sitting in 2nd position. We got 1010 Sim Racing's Bar 27, also owner-operator of the Gran Turismo racing community and one of the masterminds behind the championships here. And you know, funny thing is everybody's always like, oh, you know, designers always have an advantage, why do they get to race? Bar 27 has never won a championship in his own championship series. This man is still waiting for his first championship here at the GTRC as well, and he is in that Toyota Supra here this season. He's in a very strong car this season. It's really going to come down to how he can handle that car around the racetrack, and currently sitting in 3rd place. I hear you, Soupy. I hear you. We've got 1010's Fast Ginger. He's come in as a substitute driver here in the season, and on track here today, replacing teammate 1010's Lucky Alpha, who is unable for work reasons to make the race here today. So Fast Ginger is stepping in to take his spot here today, and currently sitting in 5th place. And again, just another great racer. Works really hard for whatever it is that he's preparing for, whatever competition is preparing for. He goes out, he always puts 110% out on the racetrack, and at the end of the day, never seems too disappointed with how his day went. He's in a very difficult car choice here this season with this Mitsubishi, and I think it's going to be a season of adversity here for Ted Tans Fast Ginger as he makes certain rounds of racing as a substitute, but he is in here this week and will be collecting points for himself this week here on the racetrack. We've got War Eagle. He's in the Porsche 911 RSR here, and there was a very high demand for the Porsche in qualifying pre-update, and now the Porsche is not in such high demand. It has become a fairly difficult car to drive. They've made some pretty significant changes to this particular car. Outside of the balance performance updates, suspension updates, they've really changed the way that this car feels, handles, drives, pretty much everything about it. So I think it's a very tough learning curve for some of our racers here right now in this Porsche, but War Eagle has been doing a great job, him with TDC just in behind here, we're going to go talk about next. I don't know too much about this driver currently. Again, a new racer here at the GTRC this season, so welcome into War Eagle, and looking pretty good here so far in Monza at about the midway point of the race. As we continue to go through our field, we do have Team Rad's TDC Gaming, or the Damn Cat, is what that essentially stands for. He has chosen a challenging car this season. He's opted to jump into the Ford GT race car. Now we do have one of our pro drivers also tackling this car this season up in lobby number 1. And it is definitely a difficult car to drive. It is a little bit unpredictable, and as the tires wear down, especially these mid-engine rear-wheel drive cars, such as the Ford GT we're watching, the Porsche up in front here, the Ferrari of Tro and Kobe as well, tend to get a little bit risque when the tires start to kind of feel the pressure of the wear on them. And as the cars lighten up the fuel load, that tends to change the way the car wants to react to the corners. It can really catch you out as a driver, so you're constantly really having to pay attention to the changes that the car is making as your tires are wearing down, your fuel's lightening up, and you also really do need to start paying attention to wind. Wind is really starting to play an important factor here in Gran Turismo 7. We definitely noticed that in practice races throughout the week, getting ready for this race here at Ted Tans, and I gotta tell you, it makes a difference. So there's a lot of things that these drivers are thinking of, but he is in a very difficult car. But you know, TDC Gaming always is up for a good challenge. He's a new racer. He's still a very learning racer. He has been learning and soaking up information crazy and progressing very quickly, and it's fun to see the drivers really trying to challenge themselves and test their skill levels with some of the more challenging cars in the game to drive. And I mean, it was a challenging car pre-update. I think it's become a little more challenging in all honesty since the update, and you can see he's got a little bit wide there through Lesmo too, but he kept it together quite nicely. So we've talked about Type R, we've talked about Azrael's teammate here. So Kabowski is one of those said teammates here of Azrael in the Renault RS01 here, and I'm a fan of this car. I think that this is a dark horse car in the Group 3 class. I think that too many people overlook this car because it's an MR car, but since the update, in my opinion, this Renault is a very stable, solid car. The Renault is good on fuel. It's pretty good on its tires, and as long as you, again, like I was just talking about, pay attention to what your car is doing as those subtle changes in the weather, track conditions, and car conditions are, as long as you're paying small amounts of attention to that, you will really enjoy driving in this particular car. I think that the Renault is really good. It's extremely good on fuel, and that really is the car's advantage here over the rest of these cars that Azrael's chasing right now in this field is obviously the fuel. He will gain Azrael time in pit lane all season long, and that could play very big dividends in overall finishing positions when you factor in 2 pit stops every round of racing, bare minimum. We've got Happy Pappy here. We talked a little bit about Happy Pappy earlier in the broadcast, and an OG here at GTRC, been here from the beginning, and you know, just likes to race. Has never really kind of forced that competitiveness out of him. He just shows up and he races every single week and does what he does, and he's happy with where he finishes. But this season he seems a little more determined and a little more drive in his competitive edge, and he's really starting to show what he can do behind the wheel of a race car now as a racer. And Happy Pappy's been looking really good here in the preparation for the season, and now the early part of the season here in round 1. But he is being tracked down by bar 27 here in 9th position at 1.3 seconds. So we talked a little bit about Bar already. Let's go talk about Superboy here, Team Rad driver. He's in that 2008, I believe, Honda NSX here. A little bit of an older car, but it's definitely a little rocket ship. It can be a little bit dicey under braking, so that's something that obviously the driver has to learn to manage and figure out, especially as, again, tires wear and fuel wears out. This driver is a very, very quick driver, however, has been struggling a little bit to adapt that quick pace that this driver has into endurance racing craft. Not knocking this driver by any stretch of the imagination, but the driver is a very quick driver, but the one thing that the driver is still learning is how to put it all together during racing conditions, and it just has not been able to put all the pieces of the puzzle together to really lock in his skill behind the wheel of whichever car it is that he's driving. Now, again, any one of these drivers is very skillful. Obviously, they're here, they're competing, and they're racing at a very high level, but every racer always wants to be at a higher level. It's just that, you know, the steps that we take to get ourselves there, and the Super, you know, bit by bit, slowly but surely, is starting to find exactly those things for himself. We've got Race Asylum's Heathen here, and been with Race Asylum here now. It's got to be pretty close to a year now, I think, KJP. The guys have been over there with you guys at Race Asylum, and I mean, he's a racer. You know, in the early part of his sim racing career, he was having some very internet-related issues, equipment-related issues. It was really killing his ambition to want a competitive race because he was disconnecting from lots of lobbies. It was just a lot of work being put in for not a lot of result, and it was getting very strainful on Heathen. But you know, some things changed, and he made you know, he's upgraded in a sense his connectivity and got himself some new equipment in some senses here and there, and made some adjustments, and now able to get back to what he loves to do and be behind the wheel racing here. So now as he starts to kind of get back into the rhythm of things and gets back on track and gets back to the competitiveness, it really is just going to be a matter of time before we really see Heathen come right back into that top end pro-am pace that we're used to seeing out of Heathen. Again, drivers are adapting to the changes of the game right now. Some drivers will adapt quicker than others, and some drivers just ultimately have more time to put into practice than other drivers as well. So some drivers will see a little bit slower progressiveness, some drivers will see quick progressiveness, but our current defending Pro-Am champion right now, Trone, not having a good day here today in that Ferrari in 12th place. This is a very difficult car to drive. It was a difficult car to drive pre-update. It's still a difficult car to drive post-update. And this car's disadvantage really is its tires. So I don't know how that relates now since the update. I haven't had a chance to really put it through its paces yet, but again, you know, I was on track with Trone in that car a few days ago, and he really was cruising in that thing, so he definitely knows how to drive it. Just not his date, potentially. So let's get back to oh, that sucks. That sucks, ATV. So this Kabowski still leading the charge here, currently 3.6 seconds ahead of 1010's Fast Ginger here right now in that Mitsubishi. We got War Eagle here in third place with 2.3 second gap over 1010 Star Cobra here in fourth position. So the top four separated by about 8 seconds to the leader here right now. Kind of a developing pack or a separating pack. It depends how you want to look at it, I suppose. Azrael is kind of in no man's land at the moment in fifth place, trying to track down that front pack and also trying to not allow the pack in behind to catch up. And that pack, of course, consisted of two BMWs here right now, Type R and Happy Pappy, and just lingering in the background about a second off there is a Toyota Supra. So a lot of power trying to push up on the backside of the Renault of Azrael here right now with Type R and Happy Pappy, and of course Bar 27 just a little bit in behind these two here currently as he comes out of Ascari, and it's about the same gap here. It's at 1.4 seconds currently. We got TDC here, he's in 9th place right now, 3.7 seconds in behind. War Eagle is making a pit stop here. We've got Heathen here. Oh no, we've lost Ginger now as well. Oh dear lord. Alright, we've lost Fast Ginger here now as well. Currently was sitting at the time in third place of DC there at the 20 lap mark. So two drivers disconnecting here from pretty decent positions on the racetrack, and that's going to be two drivers here in the paddock finishing up with 13th place and 12th place points here, unfortunately now for them here today, but at least they're still going to get some points for being here and being on track and competing. It just sucks that, you know, you could have potentially got more points than you're ultimately getting at the end of the day, but that's the way it goes, and racing is racing, and next round is a whole new round. Next round is a whole new round. He is a reserve driver as well, so we're already here without the intention of potentially running a full season to begin with. So unfortunate. It was looking real solid out there. Had that car starting to look like move around the racetrack pretty well here, but it is good to be a 12th place finish for 1010's Fast Ginger with about 23 minutes left in the race. Happy Pappy here is in 5th place. He really is just tucked right in behind Type R here right now. And these two BMWs doing a great job at just sticking close together and just continuing to try and push the field. So TDC here now in 6th position. We've got War Eagle coming out in 7th after his pit stop. We got Supra here in 8th position. We've got Heathen now up into 9th place. We got Bar 27 here in 10th place as well. Looks like just coming fresh from a pit stop there. And Drone Kobe here in 11th. So he hasn't been having a great day, but he's still picking up positions as drivers are having different forms and issues which are ending their races, unfortunately, here today. But now Kabowski is 6.6 seconds up the road here in the lead. That is Dark Cobra chasing here in 2nd position, and the gap is coming down there, so Cobra had a pretty good charge through the corner there. As Rail coming in through the first chicane now finds themselves sitting in 3rd position here as well. We've got Pappy here in 4th place. We've got TDC here in 5th position. We've got War Eagle here in 6th place. 2.3 seconds in behind TDC Gaming, so those two starting to close back up together again, and it seems like they've been fairly similar on pace here today, so it'll be interesting to see if they can hook back up and start to push back up through the field a little bit. Lost my train of thought there for a second. So Bar and Type R here now battling it out for 8th place overall here. Bar does have the inside position coming into turn number 4, and it's going to be job done there by Bar 27. So he moves himself up into 8th place ahead of Type R there in 9th place, and now the next driver ahead is Super, but the gap is quite large, 13 seconds between the two drivers here. Tron in 10th place, and Heathen here just coming fresh out of a pit stop here now in 11th position. So we are going to see some drivers still have to make a pit stop yet, and that is definitely going to change where those drivers potentially end up in the racetrack and in position. Now again, the important thing here in these kinds of races, especially when you have multiple tire compounds, is not necessarily your tires in this case. The tires are a slight concern here, but the bigger concern really is the fuel in order to make a two-stop work here for this particular race this week. So there is a little bit of fuel conservation required for some of the cars, and for some of the cars fuel is not the issue. For the cars that are where fuel is not necessarily going to be the issue, they're going to make up time in pit lane, so taking less fuel, but typically that means that car is a little bit off pace on overall top end speed, which means it kind of needs that fuel time in pit lane to just make up that lack of mile per hour that, say, in a GTR or Mercedes that these Porsches and Renaults are chasing here today. But Azrael's doing a pretty good job here. 3rd place, 8.1 seconds in behind Dark Cobra here currently. We've got Pappy here in 4th position. We've got TDC here with a half-second track limit penalty here now in 5th position as he comes around 4 and 5 there. That is a very high penalty zone area. They are very strict on the curbing as you get through that secondary chicane. And you take a little too much curb cut there, they will definitely make you pay the price for it there, and you can see that. You can see that there with TDC with a half-second track limit penalty there. So we got Super here in 7th with Bar in 8th place, still tracking him down there. Gap from 13 to 11, so he is definitely making up some time. Type R here in 9th place is losing a little bit of time to the Supra up in front, and it is Tron Kobe here in 10th place trying to now track in on Type R here in that Ferrari, and it seems like Tron is starting to kind of settle into this car a little bit here. He is gaining on Type R up in front there as well, and Heathen is 27 seconds back. Now Heathen did have to make a unscheduled pit stop for damage repair early on in the race, and unfortunately there for Heathen that may be the biggest reasoning why his positioning is not in the grandest spot that he would probably like to see it. I'm totally, again, losing my train of thought here. It's getting very hot out. Kabowski here in 1st place, and the gap is 5 seconds. So Dark Cobra is slowly but surely trying to bite into the gap of Kabowski here. Azrael is in 3rd place and is starting to bite into the gap of Dark Cobra. It has it down to under 8 seconds now, 7.6. Happy Pappy's right here in 4th place. He's charging towards that podium right now, and that gap is, oh my goodness, we've lost another driver. That's 3 disconnects here now in the race here today, so that is definitely something that needs to be looked at. I am only hosting this week though, just because of the short notice on the lobby hosting situation here, so hopefully we have a host that just drivers stay better connected to. It's not my internet. I have extremely good internet. That's not the issue. It's just you know, the game is the game. We don't really know what causes it. We don't know how to prevent it. It's a lot of speculation at the end of the day. Your internet went out. Sorry, Ginger. We'll see what happened to Heathen next. We got Bar here in 8th place. We got Type R in 9th. We got Tron Kobe here in 10th. So, top 10 finish now for all our drivers on track. Here's 3 of our drivers now in behind pit wall, finishing up in 13th, 12th, and 11th position here now. So, Dark Cobra here now in the lead of the race, and the gap was about 5 seconds last time we seen it. So, we're going to see where the gap is between the 2 drivers after the pit stop transitions kind of take place here. So very late pit stop here as well from Kabowski, with about 15-16 minutes left in the race. So some interesting strategies being played out here. TDC now up into 3rd place here in this car, but the fuel is dictating he's going to be stopping here very soon, which puts War Eagle in a very good position here to move himself up into 3rd place, but does have Kabowski closing in out of a pit lane with a fresh set of tires here in 5th place as well. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can hold the charge of Kabowski off once Kabowski gets those tires kind of up to temperature and finding a little bit of traction on the racetrack. We got Supra here in 6th place with Azrael in 7th. We got Bar here in 8th place with Type R chasing in 9th, and Tron Kobe here in 10th. It's going to be an 11th place finish for Heathen, a 12th place finish for Fast Ginger, and a 13th place finish for ATB. Dark Cobra now leading the race here. It is 16.3 seconds to Happy Pappy here. It is 9.0 seconds to TDC Gaming here, and War Eagle right there tucked in behind in Slipstream. So again, War Eagle and TDC have been fairly close together all race long here, and we're seeing a drag race here between the Porsche and the Ford GT right now. Looks like the Ford GT is going to get into Parabolica first. Can he hold the corner? He is on a very defensive line coming into Parabolica, which is going to compromise the exit a little bit. You can see that here as the Porsche is starting to close in on the rear bumper of the Ford GT race car here, but TDC Gaming is coming into pit lane there, so our race leaders all in the pit lane making those pit stops here, and that should put War Eagle just out in front of Dark Cobra as he's coming out of pit lane here. We got Kabowski right there in behind as well. Now, this is interesting because War Eagle's got tires up to temperature. Dark Cobra's just come out of pit lane. He's got to get his tires up to temperature, and Kabowski in behind in 3rd place here has already got a lap under those tires, which means they have a little bit of heat built up in them here. Should have a little bit more grip can he charge on Dark Cobra and take advantage of that fact here very early on? So the overcut versus the undercut here. Now the undercut worked really good for War Eagle there, but it didn't quite work out for Kabowski there, as the overcut just kept Dark Cobra out in front there. And this is a three-way battle for the race lead here with 13.5 minutes remaining, and these three drivers are only separated by 1.8 seconds here currently on the racetrack. So, ooh, love to see that. We've got Supra here in 4th place, with Azrael chasing here in 5th position, and Bar 27 here in 6th place. Half-second track limit penalty there for him is Happy. Pappy is closing in, and that is going to really put Pappy right on the back door of Bar 27 there when he goes to serve that penalty. So things are getting interesting here at the end of our race. It is War Eagle here, though, leading the charge right now in 1st place. Dark Cobra is closing, though, and 9/10 of a second is the gap here between himself and the race leader, but Kabowski is just 1 second in behind the Mercedes here as well. So it is game on, and I believe all three of these drivers are going to be taking this right to the end here. So, ooh, predictions. Anybody's guess. Bazinga? Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not up on that channel. Frustrating. Spent a lot of time last night trying to get this all fine-tuned, and it didn't work. So my bad. Alright, Bar 27 here in 5th place. Happy Pappy here in 6th. Type R in 7th. We got Damcat in 8th position. We've got Super here in 9th, and we got Drone here in 10th position. War Eagle leading the way here. Dark Cobra very close in behind, half a second right now on the Porsche, and then we've got a Porsche chasing. So it is a Porsche, Mercedes, Porsche right now here on the podium, as we have 11 minutes 20 seconds remaining in the race. So we're going to see about 6 more laps here, and that is going to be the end of our endeavor here today. We still have podium interviews at the end, but War Eagle's looking quite strong here right now in the lead. Dark Cobra is definitely trying to apply some pressure here. You've got Kabowski just chilling kind of right now, just off in the distance and behind these two. Waiting for a moment to strike potentially. Where is Kabowski there? 1.8 seconds. Actually losing just a little bit of pace off the leaders here. So what was a three-way battle potentially here for the race lead is kind of become a two-way battle here between 1st and 2nd place right now. And are we going to see Dark Cobra make the move coming into turn 1? All right, here we go. Side-by-side action here with 10.5 minutes remaining. And here we go. And again, Dark Cobra being very, very patient coming into turn number 1 there. We've seen it a couple times out of Cobra here today. And just not sure if he wants to stick his nose side by side through that tight corner with another racer, maybe just to avoid contact and live to fight in a different area of the racetrack. I'm not sure what's going through the driver's mind right there at the moment, but interesting strategy there. Went to make a clear, concise attempted pass there, and then just kind of checked up a little bit, so maybe just trying to keep the car in clean air as well. Lots of things that could potentially be going on through the driver's minds here right now. We got Happy Pappy, who's currently purple right now on the track as he comes around, and Bar 27 is our fastest driver on the racetrack right now currently with a 1:48.9. Now I can guarantee you that top lobby is going to be probably in the 47 low range at some point here in the race, if not maybe one of these drivers potentially hitting 46s. So you can see the pace difference between the two lobbies here this season. And War Eagle here is in 1st position. We got Cobra here still chasing in 2nd position, 7/10 of a second in behind. We got Kabowski here in 3rd place with Azrael chasing in 4th position, and Bar 27 here in 5th place. And it's about 2.5 seconds to the Renault up in front, but has broken away from Happy Pappy here a little bit, gaining some time. Happy Pappy's 2.7 seconds in behind bar 27 here in 6th place, with Type R chasing him here in 7th place. We got, oh no, the damn cat there coming into Iscari there. It got into a little bit of trouble and nosed into the wall there in great racing awareness to let Super get through there before he re-entered. So that is important. He knew exactly where that car was, and Tron Kobe here in 10th place. So things not going so well for TDC, unfortunately, here today. But, you know, that's the way it goes sometimes. That's racing. And again, the drivers are still adapting to all the major changes that have been made in the game. They had about 8 days to prepare for the race here today on a whole new set of physics. So in my opinion, the drivers have done a fantastic job here today, and there's been very, very little car-to-car contact here today, which is very impressive after such a big game change. The mistakes that have been made on the racetrack here, for the most part, I believe, have just been individual driver errors, and it's kind of been just them wrecking their own dealios here today. And we're gonna see that for a little bit after this update, obviously, from the racers. I am one of those racers that's just making those small little mistakes that are turning into larger mistakes right now on the racetrack as well. So the drivers are just figuring that all out. They'll clean all that up as the season progresses. But we got a great battle here for the overall race lead. Cobra again side by side with War Eagle here in the Porsche. War Eagle is going to put himself in a defensive position here, but Cobra really does have the track there as he comes into the inside, and War Eagle had to tighten up that line as he got into the inside there. He couldn't full out use all the exit, having a racer in behind him there, and Cobra took full advantage of that fact and makes a really tidy pass there through Iscari for the race lead here with 7 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the race. So as we head into Parabolica here on lap number 28, it is now Dark Cobra leading the way here, and War Eagle and Kabowski are all right there. So this is now very quickly again become a three-way battle for the lead. Let's go take another quick look at that battle for the race lead there. Great job there from Dark Cobra to take that position away from War Eagle there. Nice, good pass through Iscari. We got a battle side by side in behind Cobra here coming into the first chicane there. War Eagle and Kabowski battling it out for second place there, and that's going to allow Cobra just to open up a small little gap right there. Just a tiny little exchange from those two allowed Cobra to pull away a couple tenths of a second here, and that is perfect for the race leader here right now. If second and third place start to battle, that should just allow him to continue to open the gap up a little bit more on the field as each lap progresses. Got Azrael here in fourth position, 10 seconds off the podium here right now, with bar 27 closing it pretty quickly here. It's 2.3 seconds in behind Azrael up into fourth place. We got Happy Pappy here in sixth position as well, and he's having a fantastic race here today. For himself, we've got Type R here in 7th place. We've got Supra in 8th position here. We got Drone Kobe in 9th place, and we got TDC here in 10th position. Alright, so it is Mr. Cobra here leading the way, and this has been an interesting race. I wasn't sure what to expect here today at Monza, and minus the first attempted race start, the rolling start glitch, which was not anybody's fault, but just a game issue. It was a great race here today from all our drivers, and again, very cautious race here today, I think, from our drivers. I think everybody was playing it a little extra safe here today, just, again, adjusting to the update. But it is Cobra, 1.9 seconds ahead of War Eagle here right now in second position, and War Eagle is doing a pretty good job of just staying ahead of Kabowski here in third position here as well. So definitely not over until this checkered flag waves here today with 5 minutes remaining. Anything can happen here yet up front there. We've got Azrael here in fourth position. Boy, bar 27 has absolutely closed in on that Renault here, and then he's got Happy Pappy just off in the background there as well. So bar 27 has about 5 minutes to see if he can find his way around Azrael here and try to close down an additional 11 seconds to try and find himself on a podium here today. I think that is a pretty major ask, but you just never know. Racing is racing. Happy Pappy here in 6th place, and a very good performance here from him today. Type R here in 7th position as well. Supra here in 8th place, and I know that that car is not an easy car to drive. He's doing a fantastic job with that car here today. We've got Drone Kobe here in 9th place, and TTC here in 10th place as well. And again, those two guys as well, also in fairly difficult cars here this season. just to get that seat time right now as we get the season underway. And there is 9 rounds of racing here in this Group 3 Championship this season, so lots of time to make up for a bad round 1 race. Cobra 3.6 seconds ahead of Kabowski, who has now moved up ahead of War Eagle here. So position swap there as Kabowski now moves into second position and War Eagle there in third place. Bar 27 is battling with Azrael right now, has not fully passed Azrael, as Azrael definitely countered back coming through Ascari there. It was a great little re-attack from Azrael heading up into Ascari, but that Toyota Supra is just going to outpower that Renault here on this straightaway and just give Bar a small, tidy little room of cushion in a sense to not have to worry about potentially defending under braking here as he heads around through the Parabolica curve. So Azrael is still right there, 0.4 of a second tucked in behind Bar 27 here, and we're going to stick with this here just for a moment. We definitely got to go keep an eye on what's happening up front here, but we're going to keep our eye on this battle here just for a moment, as this is a battle for 4th place. Bar 27 is starting to open up a little bit of a gap there on the top end though, and that is what we were talking about with that Renault. It does not quite have the top end speed that the Supras, the BMWs, the Mercedes, Corvettes, etc. have, but the overall in this car is quite good. So, and you can see it comes through turns 1 and 2 there in that chicane and absolutely all over the rear bumper of Bar's Toyota Supra here now again. So this is a good healthy battle here between these two, and we're just kind of trying to keep our eye on as much as possible here. We got 3.7 second gap from Cobra to Kabowski, and Kabowski is starting to put the pedal to the metal down a little bit here, trying to apply some pressure to Cobra here now that he's made his way around War Eagle. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Bar 27 again just trying to get away now from Azrael in that Renault, and 2 minutes and 10 seconds left, a lap to go here for these drivers. Essentially he's got 8.4 seconds to the podium. I don't think he's quite got enough to get there, but a good push by Azrael and Bar 27 there right towards the end parts of the race to try and close up that podium group. But it is Cobra here currently in charge of the pace of the race here with 1:45 remaining. Kabowski is doing quite a great job here in second place, has held the race lead a couple of times here as well today. And also War Eagle has also been race leader at 1 or more points in our race today as well, currently sitting 3 seconds in behind second place, 8 seconds in behind the overall race lead, but has a pretty tidy 7-second gap to 4th and 5th place, Bar and Azrael, with a lap to go as they come across the line. So it is final lap here, ladies and gentlemen. We are on our white flag here as our racers start to come across the start finish line on lap number 31, and a lap lower than what we'd expect the pace to be in the pro lobby essentially. So the pros should get 1 extra lap over the pro-ams here today. And it is Dark Cobra here coming through turn 4 and 5 here, and we just want to make sure that we're not really missing any battles here. It looks like everybody's kind of just separated enough, so oh, poor Ginger. My guy, my guy, my guy. It is what it is, brother. Appreciate you coming out today. Alright, we got Dark Cobra, we got Kabowski, and we got War Eagle right here. First, second, and third place, Bar 27. I mean, he is tracking. He has taken a solid 2 seconds out of the racers up in front of him here, so he definitely put his foot into it on this last lap, but I think it's going to be too little too late there for Bar 27, unfortunately, in that Supra here today to get onto the podium. But yeah, I think so too. You were looking pretty good there, Ginger, but it is going to be 10-10 Dark Cobra to take round 1 victory here today, as he is first across that finish line. Kabowski is going to come home with a very solid second place finish, and War Eagle is going to round out our podium here in 3rd position. So 2 new faces on the podium here this season. Bar 27 is going to bring it home in 4th place, and that was a good run by him, and Azrael finishing in 5th place. Both those drivers started at the back of the grid today. Happy Pappy, one of his best races I think I've ever seen out of him here in competitive racing at the GTRC with a very, very solid 6th place finish. Thrilled to see it. Type R is going to come in and bring it home here in 7th place. Super, give a charge there. 8th place finish there for Superboy. And it's going to be TDC Gaming here in 9th position as well. Ooh, Cobra, says Ginger. TDC just coming out of Ascara here. He's got parabolic curve left. We'll see him come across the start finish line. And our defending champion here coming into this season. Gonna end it in pit lane here today with that Ferrari. Not happy with his Ferrari racing car here today. And I would assume that that team is going to be working very hard leading up into our final round, our next round of racing in 2 weekends time. So TDC is going to bring it home here in 9th position, and Drone Kobe is going to bring the car out to finish up the race here, and 10th place here for him today. So congratulations to all the racers. We had 3 disconnects today, which is concerning. We'll definitely have to continue the lobby testing for our second lobby here. I typically have a very, very strong host, but sometimes drivers just don't connect to certain hosts, and that's just the way it goes. And we're seeing a pattern with a couple of the drivers that have disconnected today. These are 2 drivers that typically, for some reason, have a hard time staying connected to my host on a competitive lobby. Don't know what it is. It's just the way it is. But GG's to the driving field there. That was an interesting race. There was a lot of lead changes. There was a lot of different drivers that were in the conversation to potentially win this race here today. And, I mean, at the end of the day, the results are the results, but some pretty interesting racing out of the group here. And let's go just take a quick look here. So it is Dark Cobra with the win, Kabowski in second, War Eagle in third. It's going to be Bar 27 with the fastest lap on the racetrack, just off the podium there in 4th place. So we'll scoop a bonus point there. Azrael in 5th place, Happy Pappy in 6th, Type R in 7th, Supra in 8th place. It's going to be Team Rad's TDC Gaming in 9th place. It's going to be TSR's Tron Kobe in 10th position. It's going to be Fast Ginger with a DNF in 11th place, Heathen with 12th place with the same thing, and ATB in 13th place with the DNF. Now that DNF will bring points for the position that they are sitting in, so at least they're still rewarded with something as far as a thank you for coming out goes. Just going to save that replay for stewarding purposes here, and there we are. Alright, so what happens next? Well, we all know what happens next. What happens next is podium interviews. So I'm just going to open up the podium interview room. Good job, everybody. Just bear with me here, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to take a moment for my Discord to open up here. They don't have to, they don't want to. It's all good. They can stay in the lobby. It's all good. Alright, so one of the streams didn't make it to the channel here today. Again, don't know why. They were set up properly. But I will talk with our other caster there and just see if he has an inclination of what went wrong there. It happens. And again, just bear with as I wait to get my Discord server open here so I can go have a chat with the drivers. There we go. We're getting somewhere here, chat. Gotta love tech issues at the ground. Somebody want to play the Jeopardy theme for a second while we wait for Discord to load up here? No, don't. I might get copyrighted for that. Hold on. Don't play the Jeopardy theme. Alright. We need this one. The lander is chatting with his guys and gals. Alright, so we're just, I think we got Discord running here now finally. Oh, it took a while. Alright, yep, we're here. We're here, Cobra. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so let's get some interviews underway here. Let us turn on some audios so you guys can hear the racers, because that's the whole point. And let's go have a chat with our racers. Now, it was a tricky day today. Like we said, we had qualifying done pre-update about 2 weeks before the big update changes. The qualifying was done here for the championship. The drivers were in their priority choice of cars to do their qualifying on Barcelona with no chicane, which of course was live streamed on the GTRC YouTube channels through that process. So that leads us into August 3rd today for racing conditions. What qualifying told us was we have one lobby that has this pace, and we have this great lobby that we just seen here live that has this pace. And I'm going to tell you what, it was a really great race here today. None of us really expected to know what to expect with the physics changes and all the big changes in the game, and the drivers do what they do best. They showed us why they are professionals here on the racetrack. So let's go ahead and have a chat with War Eagle here, our third place finisher here today, and a new face here at the GTRC. So first and foremost, welcome to the GTRC racing community. And how was it out there for you today?
It was tough. You guys are good, man.
Absolutely. You know, how was it for you to adapt to your car, the Porsche, from the time that you qualified in the car to, of course, racing conditions here today?
Well, since the update, I've had to go into my corners a little slower. But you can come out of the corners a lot faster. Where I picked up a little bit in my corners.
All right, absolutely. And, you know, coming into obviously a new series with new drivers, there's probably a little bit of uncertainty, not only for yourself as a racer, but obviously all the other racers that are competing against you on track. You know, how was your feeling on the overall racing grid here today, and how do you feel that everybody as a whole made that adjustment to the new physics model that's in game here?
I think it went real well. Me personally, I do. I don't know about some of the other drivers. I was a little nervous coming in, even with this interview, a little nervous because I've never done one. So, but I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. You guys are great drivers.
All right. I think we just lost the end of that chat. My apologies. Again, my Discord seems to act up here lately. I'm not sure what it is, but you know, the third place finish in the first round of racing. There's 9 rounds of racing here this season for you, and really your car kind of was at a slight disadvantage compared to a large part of the field. With those front engine rear wheel drive cars today, you did a really great job, had a great strategy, and now that you kind of got the first one under the belt and out of the way, I guess what is your goal for the next round of racing?
Just thought it'd be, you know, to get better, learn a few things from other drivers, hopefully, and increase my lap times is what I'm after. I'm going to be better than what I am.
And we believe that for sure. I mean, we see every one of these racers that comes through a championship season, and whether it be here or any other championship league, always find an improvement and find a little bit more pace or a little bit more whatever it is that they're looking for in each season. So, I mean, good start for you. Third place finish. You could get to set yourself off with a very early podium start here on the season. And I guess with that being said, any final remarks on your day today and any shout outs to the viewers or anybody watching at home?
I appreciate it, guys.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate it. You're looking great out there. And again, welcome into the GTRC community. And we look forward to seeing what you have for us in 2 weeks' time for round number 2.
Thank you.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. War Eagle coming in as a new competitor here this season for Season 3 of our GTRC GR3 Championship and putting his stamp on the Pro-Am division with a solid third place finish at that Porsche 911 RSR today, and 2 Porsches on the grid here today. Second place driver Kabowski is not currently with us in the booth, and that is okay. Of course, these are not mandatory. The drivers are not required to be here. It is it's completely volunteer if they choose to do that. So what we will do though is go talk to our eventual race winner here today, Dark Cobra. And first and foremost, first round of the season, congratulations on the first win of the season. And I mean, how was it out there for you today?
It was. Thank you, Ghost. Appreciate it. That's the way we do it at TT. Here we go. Good start to the season. It was nuts. I think most everybody was worried about turn 1 at the start, and everybody stayed pretty clean. I was a little bit worried with the heavy damage. Didn't want to nick anybody. Didn't want to get hit. So there was a little bit of caution. Probably the first couple of laps till the field spread out, and then it was just put the head down and go. I had a good strategy. I really liked the physics. It's unfortunate that the physics kind of were bad on the 911 because that car is just a strong car, and I mean it still is, but it's a little bit more to drive. But it was a great race out there. It was a lot of fun, and looking forward to Alsace.
Absolutely, and we talk about those Porsches or the mid-engine rear-wheel drive cars who did perform quite well here at Monza today. Alsace Village should be a little more in the favor of our mid-engine rear-wheel drive cars here for the next round of racing as well, because it is much more about technical cornering than it is high-speed straight driving, where our bigger cars may find a little more struggle at Alsace Village. But that Mercedes, obviously a very strong car here at Monza, and you're starting right around the mid-pack here today in the race, and like you said, strategy, having used a hard, medium, and soft tires definitely plays into every driver's mind as they're going through the race. We've seen a couple drivers pick up early damage, which obviously could potentially change that strategy, force an unwanted pit stop. But for you, it looked like it was just business as usual. You had a plan, you stuck to it, and you executed, and today it worked out really well for you. But yeah, ATB disconnecting there earlier in the race from the lead. He had incredible pace here today. If he was still able to complete the full race, do you think you still had a shot at the win here today?
I do believe I would have. It would have definitely been a fight between between the top 4 that were on track at that time. War Eagle, Bowski, myself, and ATB. ATB was strong. I was shocked when his car just kind of went over to the left and slowed down, and I was like, oh man, it was unfortunate because it's a lot of fun racing him. So hopefully he doesn't have those issues in a couple of weeks, and we can go at it on Alsace. So that track's going to be a good time. A little bit different than LMPs.
Absolutely. And I guess one final question for you here today. Leading again into this big update, it's just a big topic of discussion right now in the Gran Turismo 7 racing community, obviously. Do you feel your car is better, worse, or very indifferent on the Mercedes AMG 2020 since the update?
I think it's a little bit better, but then I think it's just in the way I drive it. It's got the cornering ability. It pretty much has the flat out straight, but there are vehicles that can keep up or pass. Supra being one of them. So the Supra is a little worrisome here. in the later rounds, but we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely, and yeah, and it was a great race here today, in my opinion. I felt like we've seen, I think it was about a half dozen different race leaders at points in the race. We've seen lots of good, healthy battles here on the track. Once, everybody, like you said, stopped remaining so cautious, it kind of started to feel comfortable with each other on track and the cars and how everything was working. All in all, really great race here from the whole division here today. But this man standing at the top of the podium here is going to be the one spraying that champagne first today in his 1010 Sim Racing's Dark Cobra. So with that being said, any final remarks on your race here today, and shout outs to the viewers watching at home?
No, thanks for the race. Appreciate the hosting. Great interviews. Looking forward to this season in Group 3s. Thanks to the viewers for watching and the support. And thank you to TT, Miss D, yourself, and everybody back there and behind the scenes that have been giving me the encouragement and support that that goes into all of this. And looking forward to more. So let's go get it.
Absolutely, and there you go for our race winner, 1010 Sim Racing's Dark Cobra, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, we'll let you get back to that 1010's clubhouse and go celebrate with that team behind the scenes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately for us, we didn't get to see what happened in Lobby 1, and that is really, really unfortunate. We'll get that sorted out for round number 2. The streams are set up. I'm just not sure why we didn't see Nolander's feed come up on the channel, so I will sort that out. That's on me as head broadcaster here at the production team. I do apologize to our viewers. We will do everything in our power here to get Lobby 1 race up on the channel before the end of the day today. He was... hopefully he recorded the stream, and he can just send me that feed, that video, and we can just upload that to the channel so you guys catch it. If not, we can grab the replay tomorrow. We'll throw a replay up. We'll do a rebroadcast with Dolander, and we'll go through the race again on the channel. But we'll figure it out. We appreciate everybody. So on behalf of the GTRC, the Gran Turismo Racing community, I really do want to thank everybody for coming out today. We didn't even switch it to the podium interview screen. Look at us go. My bad. Apparently I'm a rookie. But really do thank everybody for coming out. I mean, it looks like everybody came out and was definitely hanging out with us here today and watching, so we appreciate all the likes, shares, the comments, hanging out, whether it was on GTRC's YouTube, my YouTube, or my Facebook channel. Doesn't matter where you're hanging out and watching. We appreciate all the support here always. And tell everybody what's going on over here at the GTRC, man. We got a spicy GT3 championship going on, and next week we are going to be covering Lobby 1 here for GT45 Gaming, and Nolander will go ahead and jump in and take care of Lobby 2 next round of racing, and we may switch back and forth between the two of us here throughout the season. We haven't decided yet, but stay tuned for Lobby 1. We will get it up on the YouTube channel at our earliest possible convenience for all the viewers, and like I said, if we do not have that capability, we will just grab the replay and we'll bomb up a round 1 stream in the next couple of days for everybody to catch up on what happened. But thanks for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. On behalf of the Gran Turismo Racing community, thank you for hanging out during our Season 3 Group 3 Championship Round 1 at Monza. I was your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. Stay clean, stay fast, stay efficient. Remember, you all matter. Stay winning. We're definitely going to catch you on the next one. Cheers for now.